Hello everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to my Beautiful Nights channel. For this video, I'm going to be making a bracelet on my loom using beads from January 2019 dollar bead box. Now here's the thing, I'm using beads from their box, but let's say you're not subscribed to their box. Well, don't worry, you could still make this bracelet. You just need to use the same kind and size of beads that I'm using. It's just that your beads will be a different color. So I'm going to go ahead and go over the list of materials with you guys and give you some alternatives. So we're going to be needing to cut 6 feet of 8-pound or 10-pound fireline. I prefer to use 10-pound smoke fireline, which is black, for projects like this. You're also going to need to cut 2.5 feet of leather. Now I'm using 1.5 millimeter leather, but you can use whatever size you want. I really find that with projects like this, the size doesn't matter. You can use a 1 millimeter, 1.5, 2 millimeter, 3 millimeter, whatever you want for this project, because we're not putting beads on this. We are putting the thread on that. Now you do have to keep in mind that you do need your button to slide over the leather, and this here fits on this leather just fine for me. You're also going to need 4 millimeter Czech fire polish beads in 3 colors. So I have the green, the turquoise that has like a purple on it, and this purple here. And these are again from January's box. Now let's say you have these in your stash but you don't have the same colors. As long as you have 3 different colors of 4 millimeter Czech fire polish beads, you can do this. I'm also using 4 millimeter Czech druks, and druks just means that it's a round Czech bead, perfectly round Czech bead. So again, from your stash you'll need a 4 millimeter round bead, any color you want. I'm also using 6 millimeter Czech fire polish beads, and this is a really neat metallic color. So this color here is kind of in this button, so that's why I'm using that button with that. You're also going to need a button, and I'm using a 2-hole button. For this project, you're going to want either a 2-hole button or a button with a shank. You're not going to want to use a 4-hole button for this project. You're also going to need a size 10 beading needle, and I love tulip needles. They are the best. And I think that's everything, and I will have the list of materials for everything down there in the description bar, and I will also give you bead counts because I didn't give you bead counts. And by the way, down there in the description bar I will have a link for this bead tray, and I will also have a coupon for you guys, so make sure that you check that out as well. So let's get started. So I went ahead and I got my 2.5 feet of leather here, and I'm gonna put my button on. I'm just gonna pass both of these cords through my button like this, and I think I got this button from Hobby Lobby. I want to say Hobby Lobby has really nice metal buttons. So I'm just making sure that the ends of my leather are even. Okay, and now I'm going to tie a knot. Very simple. I just keep my cords side by side so that my knot is even. Okay, like that. Pass the button through here. Pull my knot up. Adjust it. You do want a little gap right here, especially since we're attaching it to our loom. Okay. Pull that tight. Okay, there we go. Looks good. Now I'm going to attach this to my loom. So on my loom, I have a hook right here and a hook here. Now this style of bracelet, how it's made, I have to attach it to this hook. So I'm just going to take the leather, slide it on that hook there. Okay, and then I'm going to run my cord down to here. Spread the cord. I'm going to tie it over and under, not like this. Tie it in front of the screw like this. Pull it tight, and then I'm going to go over and under again, and this time I'm going to tie it on the front of the screw. Okay, just like that. So now it's secure. So if you want to get this off, you just push these cords in and the knot comes undone very easily. So now I'm ready to start my beading. So I just cut my 9 feet of fireline thread, and this here is my tail, and I'm going to take my tail and I'm going to pass it under my left cord here, and I'm going to tie a knot. And I want to make sure that I leave a 8-inch tail, because that's like the perfect amount to go back through and tie knots. So I'm going to measure my tail real quick, because if I do this right, I should have about 8 or 9 inches on the other end. So let's see. Okay, so right about here, looks like my 8-inch tail. Okay, so let's see, I need to make sure that my knot doesn't get stuck, so I think right about there, it's like the width I need to be. Okay, so that's probably a good place. Okay, so I just went over and under. Now I'm going to go over and under twice. This is a surgeon's knot. Slide this knot down, pull that tight. I'm going to tie a second surgeon's knot, over and under once, over and under twice. This knot will be hidden, you won't even see it. Bring that down. Okay, now I have to reposition my work area here so I can pick my beads up. Okay, I'm all set up. I have this on my right side here because I'm right-handed, and I have my board in the middle. I need my needle to be going under my cords here, just like this. And my color pattern is going to be green, turquoise, purple, red, and then this bead here. And see this thread here, my short tail that I have to tie back in later? I just lift this button up, go underneath here, and then I wrap around this hook here, just like that, and it stays out of my way. Okay, so I'm going to start by picking up my first bead, just one, because it's narrow down here. We have to start out with one bead and then we can increase. Okay, so slide the bead down, slide it up like this. Okay, and I will zoom in for you since we're just starting out. I'm going to take my needle and pass through here. Now if I can, I might be able to slide this knot up so it's closer to the top. So pull the thread through. Let's see, I'm going to try and slide this knot up. Okay, there we go. Now I'm not going to worry about going back to this and reinforcing it with this thread, because that's what my other thread's for. So I'm going to continue on with my weave. So now I'm going to take my needle under here, okay, and I'm going to zoom back out. Oops, sorry there. I'm going to pick up 2 beads this time, slide them down, put them underneath my cords here. If you need to, you might need to loosen up your tension on your leather cords here. They might be too tight. Sometimes that happens to me. Now I'm going to pass back through these beads, and I'm going through them on the top of my bracelet. Okay, pull this through. Okay, pull this tight, and I just need to do some adjusting here. Let's see. Okay, looks good. Now I'm going to go to my next color, which is the purple. 3 of these. Slide these down. Okay, and I'm going to zoom in again for you guys so you can see. So here's 3 beads. These are laying on the bottom of the bracelet now. I'm popping them up, and I'm going to take my needle and I'm going to go over top of this cord, and I'm going to go through all 3 of these. Okay, and then hold them between your fingers so they don't get out of place. Pull this through. pull the thread tight. I like to spin these beads because sometimes they're not sitting right. And just get it adjusted. Okay, looks good. Now I'm going to do my 4th bead, which is the druk now, and I'm going to do 3. So I start out with 1, 2, and then I do 3 all the way down, and then when I go to finish the bracelet off, I have to go back to 2 and 1 bead again to do the end. So I have 2 there, now 3. I'm going to slide these down. Again, you want them on the bottom. And then take the needle and pass through the beads on the top, going over top of the leather cord. Just like this. Sometimes I like to put my finger in this loop and pull it because it loosens up on that side. And then I hold the beads like this and pull it tight. This 10-pound fireline is awesome. I'm actually running out of it. I need to buy more. I usually buy it on Amazon, big spools of it. Okay, now I'm going to do my last color, which is the large bead here. This is the 6mm Czech fire polish, and I'm going to do 2 of these because it's the same width as 3 of the 4mm. So slide these down. And then I'm going to put them underneath and take my needle and I'm going to pass through on the top just like that. And again, hold this in place with your fingers and pull your thread through. And by the way, what I always do when I work with long pieces of thread is I pull my tail really far through my needle. So if you look here, I pulled about 2 feet of thread through my needle. This makes the working tail shorter and easier to work with. Okay, so I just put my beads on. I'm going to take my needle, go under the cords again, and I'm going to start over picking up green, and this time I'm going to do 3 green. Okay, slide them down. I really like the colors in this bracelet. They're so pretty together. Okay, there's the green. Pull the thread through. Pull it tight. Make sure that they're all sitting beside each other. Sometimes this will happen. It'll slide down. So you just want to make sure that you go like this and that they're all butt up against each other. Pull it tight. Take the needle back under the bracelet. Pick up the next color, which is going to be the turquoise color. And again, you'll need 3. Just like this. Slide them down. Got caught on my sticking all over here. Then take the needle, go over top of the leather cord, and through the 3 beads. Pull it through. Pull it tight. And there we go. It's really pretty, and the glare on my board is not helping. I really like those colors together. Okay, after the turquoise is the purple. And that's why I really love this tray over here on my side, because I don't forget what color is next because of the dividers. So it's really nice. So I'm going to do the purple now. Slide them down. Again, I'm on the bottom of the bracelet. I'll zoom back in so you can see. I'm going to go over top of the leather cord and through my 3 beads. Pull that tight. go underneath the bracelet again and pick up my next color, which is going to be the red. 3 beads, slide them down. I was going to do 4mm beads in this, and there's a pale yellow that was in the dollar bead bag that I was thinking about using, but I decided not to, and I stayed with this color mix. Okay, now I'm passing back through these beads. If I could just find a hole, there it is. Okay, just like that. Slide them up and pull the thread through, pull it tight, and now I'm on to the next color, and it is the 6mm bead, and we only need 2 of these. Okay, pop them up and pass through. So as you can see, this is very simple. We're just looming. Instead of doing it with seed beads, though, we are doing it with czech beads, which are much bigger than seed beads. And instead of doing it with just thread, we're doing it with leather and thread. And it makes a really neat bracelet. And there we go. So I just did 2 of my patterns. There's one, and here's the other one. So I'm going to keep going doing this, and I'm probably going to fast forward to it, through it. It's pretty quick. Because we're not using seed beads, these beads are bigger, this bracelet works up pretty quickly, and I would love to have this in different colors. So I'm just going to keep going, doing this loom, and I'll be back. Now I'm going to be decreasing my bracelet because I'm at the end, and I just wanted to point out to you that up here at the beginning I have 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. I have 4 rows of 4mm beads, so I have 1 bead, 2, 3, and 3, okay, and then I have my 2 6mm beads. So I have in this bracelet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows of these 6mm beads. So now I'm going to end it, and I'm going to do just like I did up here. So I have 4 rows of 4mm, and now I'm going to have 4 rows of 4mm down here. So I already have 2 rows, my green and my turquoise, and now I'm going to decrease. So I have to pick up 2 beads in order to decrease. Now it's kind of weird to decrease with a 6mm, so it's best if you can decrease with the 4mm beads. Okay, so I put my leather cords here together because I'm decreasing. I need them to be close, so I'm pulling this tight. I'm going to zoom in and show you. So right now this is sort of hard to get tight, but once I do my last bead, it tightens up. So I'm gonna go ahead, pick this bead up, slide it down. Okay, I'm pulling this tight. It's tightening up the row with the purple. I'm gonna pass through here now. I'm gonna slide this thread up or down, whatever. Okay, pull that tight. Now I'm going to pass back through the red bead again because it's too loose and I can't start tying knots. But this time I'm on the back side of the bracelet. So before I pull that tight, I'm going to pull this tight and then hold it between my fingers and then pull my working tail. Pull this tight. So now I have this. Okay. So then I'm going to take my needle and pass back up through the red bead. Careful not to pierce the leather. Okay, now I'm ready to tie knots, and I just need to move some things around so I can do that. I put my bead mat underneath my bracelet here so you could see this better, and I'm realizing, I'm going to zoom in a little bit more, that my thread path is going like this on the side of my bracelet at an angle, okay? Not like this, but like this. So right now, I need to reposition my needle. Focus, camera, come on. I have to reposition my needle so I can follow that same thread path. I hope you could see it. Do you see how it's kind of at an angle like this on the side here? So I'm on the top right now, and if I were to go down here through those purple beads, I would be making a new thread path. So I need to follow my old thread path. In order to do that, what I have to do is take my needle and go down here so that I'm on the back side of the bracelet. And now when I take my needle and go through the purple beads, I'm in the same direction, following my thread path, okay? So I'm just going to go through one, if I can, and tie a half-hitch knot in between these beads here. Okay, there it is, same thread path. So I'm just going to take my needle and I'm going to go down here, and then I'm going to pass back up. And if you want, you could take your bracelet off your loom, if it's easier for you. Okay, there's a loop. I'm going to go through this loop twice, 1, 2 times, bring this knot down, okay, and then I'm going to pass the needle through this bead here. And you know what, I probably should have not have tied my knot there because I might block it, so let's see. Okay, I might be able to get past through. These beads do have nice size holes, but hopefully I'm not blocking it. So now I'm on this side, and I do think I am going to take my bracelet off. Now I'm on the back side, so I'm going to pass my needle through all of the purple. Okay, I didn't block it. That's good. I was worried. Sort of piercing my leather there, so. Okay, there we go. Went around it. Pull this through. And now I'm on this side, and I'm going to go into the blue beads. And I'm going to tie another knot here. Go down here, come up through here. You can also do this with 6/0 seed beads, by the way. A bracelet like this, I've done this before in the past with 6/0s. Pull that knot down, then pass through a bead and tie another knot. Okay, and then you would just follow your old thread path. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to keep going, tying knots, and then I have to take my needle off this side, put it on this side, and do the same thing. I'll be passing back through here, reinforcing, tying knots. Now I do want to show you guys, before I leave, how to do this part here. So for the rest of the bracelet, after you tie your knots, I'm just going to do it now. You're going to take, I'll zoom out some. Let's see. Okay, take your cord like this, straighten it out, and then tie a knot. Make sure that the cords are side by side. It's easy to do this with leather. Softer cords like cotton can be a little harder. Okay, so tying my knot. And then that's what it looks like. I'm going to pull one at a time. This tightens it a lot more. Okay, and now I'm going to tie my second knot, and I have to make sure that I don't tie it too tight because I need to test my button to make sure it's going to pass through. So let's see. Take my button. Does it fit? Yes, it fits. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this tight. Double check because it does move. And there we go. Okay, and then I'm going to trim my cords, and I'll trim them probably about here. because if this comes undone, I want to be able to tie a knot again. And you can glue this knot if you want. This is it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like this video, leave me a comment, subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. Make sure you click the bell button so you get notified when I upload new videos, and like me on Facebook. And don't forget to share pictures of the jewelry you've made from my videos on my Facebook page, and follow me on Pinterest. Thanks for watching.